we're going through very troubling times right now with the virus, with the protests, with all the political stuff. And it's just kind of hard times for people right now. And so I want to ask you as a coach, give us some coaching, like coach us up, tell us something positive, give us something that as a country we can think about from a more positive perspective and kind of how we can get through all this stuff together, Coach.
So I used to talk to the team about when you get in situations like that, you should ask yourself, am I adding to the problem or am I part of the solution? Am I helping with the solution or am I adding to the problem? So people get on Facebook and get on Twitter and people go to the barbershop and go to wherever they go. And all of those conversations, we should ask ourselves with my comments and what I'm saying, am I helping things to be better? Now, I'm not going to change the world, and you're not, but we can, in our little world, in our little circle of friends or people that we run into every day, we can do our part to be part of the solution and not add to the problem. And it starts off with, the thing of treating people like you'd like to be treated. I heard Saul some time ago, I heard a statement or read it or something that says, try to talk without being offensive and try to listen without being defensive.
Yep.
So we all need some of that. And I feel so strongly about America. In my perspective, I told you early in this interview, grew up in a really poor family and really poor neighborhood and all those things. And when I was inducted a few years ago into the Horatio Alger Association of Distinguished Americans in Washington, D.C., one of the things I said that night, I'm so thankful that I was never told that it was someone else's fault that I lived where I lived and that we were poor.
Yeah.
I was taught that I was so blessed because I lived in America, a place where if you were willing to get an education and learn how to work, that you could, the sky's the limit. My dad would say, someday, son, you can be over on the other side of town if you work hard and do a good job, learn to treat people with respect, take pride in your work, get an education. You pretty much do what you want to do.
Yep.
And I believe that. I believe it for all people. I'll never forget my dad in the first grade would go work his job, come home at night, and he'd go up to the school cafeteria to study so he could get his GED. And later, fast forward many years, I'm at A&M, and they asked me one day, they had a little program there where the janitorial people on campus could go do just what my dad did, study for their GED, and they give them some comp time to do that. So they came to me and said, would you talk to those people and give them their diplomas? I said, I'd love to. I'd love to do it. I didn't tell them why. I said, I'd love to do that. So I called my mother. My dad was deceased. I said, can you have any kind of that certificate he had? And she said, yeah, I do. I said, can you send that to me? I need it. So that day when I spoke to them, I told those parents, they had their kids with them.
Yeah.
I said, what you've done is so important. And these were mostly Hispanic and Black people in that crowd. I said, what you're doing is exactly what my dad did. And it sent the message to me about how important education is. And you're saying, you kids right now, what your folks have done, I pulled out my certificate. I said, my dad did the same thing. This is it. Y'all see me up here as big head coach in Texas A&M and all that?
Yeah.
My dad was right where your parents are right now. Sitting y'all, so you kids get ready, study. School's important. You got, so to me, that message I would send, I don't think we do enough in our cities. I fought pro athletes who have a great voice, and a lot of them have a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I fought them for not doing more. Let's be part of the solution. Let's don't add to the problem. Let's go in here and look for solutions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right there is why Coach Slocum is in the College Football Hall of Fame, is the winningest coach in Southwest Conference history, won the Big 12 championship, is because he's such an inspirational guy. But most important, Coach, you make me proud to be an Aggie because you're a man of integrity and you're a man of character. And I really, really, really appreciate you coming on the show. These are hard times for people, And looking at your smiling face and hearing your voice and your words is going to reach a lot of people. So you're, even when you retire, Coach, you're still influencing people all over the place.
Still coaching.
Still coaching. So anyway, Coach.
Right. Yeah, we'll get through this thing. We'll be fine. We live in the greatest country on the face of the earth, and we've seen tough times before, and we'll get through this. We'll be fine. Just keep the faith.
Gig 'em and amen.
All right.